Hey everybody, thanks for hanging in with us today for our final talk of the day. Not our final session. We have our Startup Week happy hour and Dayton Startup Trivia tonight at 5. So we hope you've ordered your to-go cocktail from Tender Mercy and you'll be joining us. But for now, we're jumping into our fireside chat with Jerricha Hoskins and Kait Brown. So Jerricha Hoskins always dreamt of owning her own business, even when she was living in a homeless shelter with a toddler. In 2019, her company, Arcani Coil Care, reached 1.8 million in sales. Earlier this year, in the middle of a pandemic, Jerricha purchased a warehouse to further scale up production for her black hair product line and keep the manufacturing jobs here in her West Dayton neighborhood. In this fireside chat with Kait Brown, who's the founder of craft decaf startup Savorista Coffee, Jerricha will share her launch story, offer tips on how you can build up and market your own consumer product co, and talk about what's next for Arcani Coil Care. Apologies. So Kait and Jerricha, I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks, Audrey. Jerricha, it's great to see you again after our last conversation at launch day pre-pandemic. I'm excited to talk to you again, hear what's been going on for Arcani, and share a bit of your earlier story with everyone as well. But I think right now you're at the new warehouse, right?
Yes, I am.
Do you want to give us a quick tour before we jump in and tell us a bit about this exciting development?
Sure, I sure will. So let me turn. Right now, I am in our admin area. So this is where we print everything and shipping labels and stuff. This is where we store our mailers, our mail bins for the post office. These will be obsolete. Hold on. These will be obsolete pretty soon because they're going to bring us these big carts. This is our pre-labeling area. This is where employees put the shipping labels onto the packages. This is where packages are fulfilled. I have 3 packaging stations. Behind their stations, they store their products so that they can pick. Our warehouse shelving will be installed on Wednesday on this back wall, and we'll have pickers that will replenish these shelves so the packers can pack without having to move around the warehouse. This is our quality control area. Right now, all of our products are in these bins because we're waiting on the warehouse shelving. This over here is our break area. It's a long walk. Okay, this is the break area. This is the employee break room. Right here is where our overstock will be stored. A wall is being built right here to close this off. I don't know not sure what just happened. So
You're back now.
Okay. This is the production area. So that's my little station over there where I produce. Right now they are bottling our kids' leave-in conditioner. These are all our bottling and mixers. Over here is the office area and our bathrooms. So this is a hallway, and we're still doing some construction, but we needed to move in here. This is going to be the office. We have a utility room. This is our dock area where we can receive deliveries, and it's pretty long. We have 1 acre of land and 20,000 square feet.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yep. So that's the tour. We're gonna head to the charger.
Well, thanks so much for giving us a quick tour, and congratulations on this exciting milestone.
Thank you.
And so, as you're walking back, can you share with us just a bit more about Arcani Coil Care and some of your products?
I'm a natural hair product company based here in Dayton, Ohio. I produce natural hair products like hair butter, leave-in conditioner. My infamous product is my edge control. And I will say we'll be releasing like 2 new products this year. So that's something that customers can look forward to. What else?
Exciting. Are you releasing them just in time for the holidays then?
Yes, it will be released in time for the holidays.
All right. We'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Yes, for sure.
Awesome. Well, can you tell us a little bit more about why you decided to start Arcani?
So I've always wanted to make hair products. Like, I always admired Madam C.J. Walker. Anytime I did a Black History Report, it was on Madam C.J. Walker. I just said I would be like her when I grew up. And what kind of catapulted that is, like, I had some health issues, and I knew that I had to figure out a way to get from behind the styling chair because I'm a hairstylist by trade. So I began mixing products up in my kitchen and trying them on my family, trying them on my clients, and eventually, like, it just took off. Like, from customer testimonials and all kinds of things, like the product company just took off. I created what is now popular on social media, the rub challenge, because I would apply the edge control and I would rub to show it doesn't move. And now there are so many companies that sell like edge control that are now trying to like do the rub challenge, but I just think it's dope that I created it. I knew that there weren't products on the market that really cater to our hair. Reading the ingredients on products, since I am a hairstylist, I realized like a lot of them contain petroleum, harmful like preservatives, like those products that you see sitting on the shelves at Walmart that have been there for 3 or 4 years. Like, they put a lot of chemicals in those products to get them to last that long. And I just wanted to offer something different to my community. So I decided to launch Arcani Coil Care.
Awesome. If you're able to adjust your camera and just pull it back just a little bit.
Okay.
Perfect. Actually, maybe tilt up just a bit more so we can see your eyes. There we go. Okay, great.
Okay.
So was there, as you were working on these different formulas, was there a particular moment or story that sticks out to you as the point when you realized, like, oh, I am totally onto something. I'm making these fantastic products that people love. Like, when did you hit that point where you realized you could really build a business around this?
Okay, that was when the year I launched was 2017. So I would say May of 2017. I was doing one of my friend's daughter's hair, and that's when I did the rub challenge. Well, that night I posted it, and like I was in a bunch of groups, so I posted it in a group, and it went viral. Like, I went to sleep, and I woke up because my phone was like ding, 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 ding from sales. I'm like, what's happening? I look, and my video has like 250,000 views. Like,
wow,
that was our first wave of like popularity, and we kind of just rode that as we scaled. But that's when I knew, like, I'm definitely onto something.
Yeah, absolutely. That is exciting news to wake up to.
Yes.
Can you share a little bit more then about kind of what your growth path has looked like since then?
It's been crazy. I think that in business, people have the idea that everything is always going to be peaches and cream, and that's not true. There are going to be times in business where you're going to have to throw everything that you have into your business for it to scale. I've been through that a few times since 2017. Like, my company is growing so fast, and like the rule of thumb where they say like, oh, after 5 years you're profitable. My company has grown at such a fast rate. Like, it's times I've had to take everything I had to reinvest to even scale it to the next level. Like, because that's how fast it's growing. So our first little burst was 2017. Our second one happened 2018. The rub challenge became popular, and a lot of customers participated in the rub challenge. And at this time, we weren't using paid ads. It was all organic from people, trying to win contests on social media. I would give out cash prizes, or you can send me a video of you doing a rub challenge, and you'll get every product in the line, whoever wins. So I used things like that to build my presence online and on social media. And then, since I'm already ingrained in their brains, in 2019, when we began running ads, those customers who had been purchasing from me from 2017 up until June of 2019 were in the comments like, yes, I love this brand. I've been using this since 2017. Oh my God, like this is so amazing. She's getting big. Like I remember when she first started, like I made a footprint that has followed me to where I am now.
That's awesome. And I'm sure that was really valuable for your potential customers to see that your, the people who've been with you for a couple of years really vouched for your products.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about, one of those points that you kind of referenced where, you're at the verge of a big stage of growth and you just kind of have to go all in to make it to the next hurdle?
So I'm going to say it was 2019, right before I began to run ads. I noticed that my company was in a state of growth. What I was doing to maintain my company wasn't too much working anymore. And I knew I had to, first off, I'd have to order more like inventory, like more raw goods, more plastics and things like that. And it just happened so fast. I wasn't prepared for it. So whatever I had left in my bank account, I used that money. I didn't care if I was gonna sell it or not. I used that money for inventory. And coincidentally, like a month and a half later, like we started running Facebook ads, and the company that I work with, they met with me before I ever ran the ads, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna have to spend, money for this to happen." I had $700 left, like,
Wow.
and they're like, "We're gonna take this 700 and we're gonna make you some money." I'm like, $700? It's my last $700. They didn't know that, but I I threw it in, and within like from running ads, within like 4 days of that investment, I had made $60,000. So like I had drained
Amazing.
my company down to the last penny, and then it just took off again, and we're going through that right now here in 2020. We have scaled so much and inventory has had to be increased. We needed more space. Like I had to renovate this space. This space wasn't really moving and ready. There was things that had to be done to it. So over the summer, I poured money into this building, and now in the fall and winter, we'll be reaping the benefits of that. So it's an ongoing process that you have to be really dedicated to if you want your company to grow.
Absolutely. Since you started talking about, needing money for those different phases, have you bootstrapped Arcani, or have you found different ways to get funding to grow your business?
Okay, so I have bootstrapped Arcani Coil Care. There are resources out there. I have gotten grants. There have been grants that have been awarded to me. I've won awards that helped with, funds. Uh, Recently, I acquired the CARES grant that Ohio did, and I used that for some new equipment, new bottles. Like, there are resources out there for businesses, but you have to be careful, and you have to know the difference between a loan and a grant. I think I know a few business owners who have taken out loans, and the scary thing about loans is you don't know how your company is going to do. So if you're obligated to pay that money back, you're kind of you're stuck. So which is why I've always self-funded my company. I use Shopify as my for my website. Shopify offers capital loans. So there have been times that I have utilized capital loans to help with the scaling, but even that's not enough. It's growing so fast. It's like I'm spending $200,000 on bottles. Like it's not the same anymore. It's not how back in 2017 I could spend $200 and
Right.
get everything I need. Now it's like $200 is nothing. Like $40,000 a month on shipping costs. Like the mortgage. It's so many other costs that are involved in scaling, and I think that's why they say like your first few years is not going to be profitable because you're pouring all this money into it for it to become profitable. Now, I'm profitable. My company is profitable in year 3, but
That's great.
It's it's so much work. It's so much work. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart at all.
That is for sure. Kind of one thing to follow up there, as you referenced some grants and resources that are out there. Is there anything that you would point our audience to if they're a CPG company or just a Dayton business? Anything you suggest to check out?
The Montgomery County CARES grant, the SBA is it. I feel like I got the SBA loan, but I think the SBA turned into a grant. So that ended up being money that I didn't have to pay back. It wasn't $1 million, but it helped. I was able to utilize that for payroll, and get more employees. What else? There is another grant. Okay, the micro enterprise grant, I got that in 2018, and I used that for bottle fillers. I'm not sure if that was refunded or not, but that is one of the resources that I used. But those are the grants that I've gotten. I don't really apply for grants. I did win the Stone Award for Innovation this year, and that was a.
Wait, can you say that one more time?
I said I was the recipient of the Stone Award for Innovation.
Woo!
The Rub Challenge.
Congratulations!
Thank you. I won $25,000. I utilized that for inventory and payroll. Just any extra money that I've gotten, I've used it in a way to take my company to the next level. What I do advise business owners is to always know that the company's money is not your money. That money does not belong to you. You need to pay yourself, and the rest of that money is used for the operations of the business, or you will be stagnant and broke. There are plenty of times where there were hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank, and I'm like, I could buy a horse. You can't do that. You have to invest into your company if you want it to grow. A lot of businesses go bankrupt because they spend that money on frivolous items and not strategically, to grow the company.
Yeah.
So.
You've got to be really thoughtful about all of those things.
Yeah.
And thanks for sharing, some of those Dayton resources that people can look to.
Yes.
Awesome. So let's chat a little bit about kind of marketing and early stage brand building. And I also just want to call out to everyone who's watching. If you want to enter any questions into the chat, we'll get to those a bit later in the conversation. Or the chat, or the app has the question function. So Jerricha is happy to answer whatever questions you guys have too. Jerricha, you kind of referenced a couple things, but I would love to hear more about beyond that one first rub challenge video that went viral while you were sleeping. What did you do in the early days to really build awareness for Arcani Coil Care?
Okay, so when I first decided to launch, I knew that as a hairstylist, my clients, word of mouth is everything. So if I used it on my clients and they loved it, I knew they would at least tell their family, and it was spreading that way. Once I kind of exhausted that, I began loading my trunk up with hair products and driving around Dayton to every barbershop and hair salon that had a door. And just trying to, get them to at least try it. I knew that many people wouldn't purchase it because I am a stranger walking in with personal care products. You don't know where this was made or anything like that. So I utilized guerrilla marketing at first. Then, again, I'm pretty much, I would say that I'm like a marketing guru.
Awesome. Share some tips with us. What should we learn from you?
Do is, okay, to get customer engagement, I give them incentives. If you post a picture of your collection, and the person that has the most likes is going to win $100, or the entire Arcani Coil Care line. Post your testimonials. I need reviews. The 100th review gets $50, or things of that nature. That's how I I built my social media presence. Any group that was on Facebook that associated with natural hair, anything I was a part of, I posted in them like clockwork. It seemed like, I was always on my phone, but I was always marketing. If anybody said, oh, who has some shampoo? Me, I have it. I'm on your comment. I'm on your status. You don't know me, but here's my link. And that's how pretty much force myself into the lives. I don't know why my phone keeps doing that. But pretty much forced myself into the lives of these customers, and they love me now. It's the best decision they ever made. I just made sure I stayed relevant. People who, people who, how can I say this? How can I say this? People get bored. Okay. People also they want to be entertained. People want to buy your stuff, but you have to give them a reason. So another thing that I would do is on social media, I always tell my story. I always document my process. So there are times where I'm in the middle of making something and I will go live so that customers can see, like, you're not getting something secondhand. I'm really making this product. It builds trust, it builds integrity, it helps your brand all around, being interactive with your customers. um my customers know they can see me in Kroger, hair probably gonna be all over my head, but hey, it's me. They know me, they have built relationships with me, whether they've met me in person or not, because I've made it a point to be very active. And especially if you have a product based or service based business, you have to be active, especially take advantage of social media. Like, that's free advertising. You just have to do the work.
Yeah, those are some really great tips there, about posting in groups and just being super active and engaging with everyone.
Yes.
It sounds like when you're talking about incentives, what you found worked the best was like offering cash for engaging with your brand.
Yeah. So what would happen is, if I do a contest and the grand prize is $1,000, I'm getting 50 video submissions, 100 video submissions that may be good content, but it wasn't the best, and maybe send them some product for submitting their video. But that content can be used for marketing. To I don't Why? I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. My phone.
Jerricha, it's okay. Whenever that happens, we can still hear you. So
Okay.
you can just keep talking through it.
Okay. But just using that for content, like, that I really didn't have to pay for, like, that they were going to post anyways, but there was an incentive for them. Some people don't write reviews because they don't care, like, or they don't have time. But if I say you post your review, if you're the 100 person, then you can win $100. That's going to make you be a little more vigilant about posting reviews. But like I said, I just really utilize social media, and I tweaked the ways that we use it just for personal use and just implement in my business. Like, if you go on my Facebook page, I don't really add people to my personal page, but when I did have a lot of Facebook friends, I was either posting about my kids or my business or a joke. Like, those are three things that you're going to see on my page. You're going to see Arcani Coil Care, you're going to see something funny, and you're going to see a kid. Like, and everybody knew that. So anytime I'm gonna go live, anytime a new product is gonna launch, I build anticipation. Building that anticipation is gonna draw people. It's gonna draw an audience. If you say, "Hey, I'm going live on September 23rd at 7 for a surprise," if you want to know, you have to tune into that live. I'm not posting it on my page. I'm gonna get 300 people on that live. So
Right.
it's just strategy. It's just all strategy.
So kind of talking about that in social media, there are new platforms that are coming out all the time. Like TikTok is the newest thing, it seems like, and each of the platforms is kind of changing pretty frequently, it seems. Mm-hmm. Do you do anything in particular to stay on top of that, or you just kind of keep rolling with whatever is working and do less of what doesn't work as well?
So you mean as far as like utilizing TikTok and things like that?
Yeah, not just TikTok, but also with like, Instagram adds new features or changes. Do you have like a way that you stay on top of new social media features and ways to take advantage of social media?
No, I just wing it. But I will say that I pay attention to trends and things that are popular. So I am on TikTok under Arcani Coil Care, and it's just days that I'll say at least 2 days out the week, I'll just go through the For You page and see what songs are popular, what videos are popular. and I'm making videos with those songs or themes associated with my brand, and I put them out there. One of our like very, very popular ads, I don't know if you guys saw the video where the parents are finding out, like it's the mom and the daughter and the dad, and they're finding out that she's got accepted into her dream college. So they're all they're like, ah! So I'm on the other side, rubbing my edges, and they're yelling while I'm rubbing my edges, and people just ate that up. They loved that video, like, but that was a very popular video at the time, and I just implemented my brand with that and rode that wave.
Cool. That's awesome. Other than social media, are there like other ways of marketing or marketing channels that work really well for Arcani?
Emails are helpful because, okay, last year there was a time where Facebook was not working for like 2 days, and businesses were affected, like, but that's because they didn't have an email list. Even though I do social media marketing, even though I run Facebook ads, I'm constantly collecting data and collecting emails, because if the internet was to ever fail, if Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of those social media sites, if anything was to ever happen to them, I have an email list of almost 200,000 that I can send an email to and still market to them without having to be on social media. Even though a lot of people don't answer their emails right now because Facebook is working, once all that stuff goes away, people are going to migrate back to those channels. So any way that I can get my brand in front of you, I'm using it. If I have to stamp it on the back of your grandmother's wheelchair, I'm going to do that. By any means necessary. You have to want it very badly. I used to pass out flyers at the gas station. I used to carry like a purse full of samples and walk through Walmart and look for natural hair and give them a sample of my product. Like, I've gotten customers in that way. Like, I literally did anything I could to get my brand in front of people.
That's awesome. So let's talk about Dayton a little bit. I know we're both members of the Entrepreneur Center's ESP program, which I found to be just one of the most amazing resources and programs here. I'd love to hear a little bit more what your experience has been like with tech.
It's been amazing. They have really linked me with people that may have way more expertise in areas that I have no idea about. I have strengths in business, but there are some things I have no clue about. And they have done really, well at linking me with those people. Legal services. There's a guy right now, Tim, he's coming and he's gonna like map the warehouse out for it to be most efficient. How you see bigger plants do. Bigger plants have those types of people that come in and everything is set up for it to flow. So like that alone, like I'll just throw tables up and hey, we're at work, and not even thinking of things like that. Like it's been beneficial. I tell everybody to go to the Entrepreneur Center, even if you can't, get into the ESP program, or if you can't, like, I don't know, if there's things that you feel like they may not be able to help you with, there's something that you can get help with there, So I tell everybody to go there.
That's awesome. I know that, like, whether it's the ESP or through the Small Business Development Center, they just have like fantastic resources and people on the team.
Yes.
Cool. So we've got some questions that are coming through. Can you tell us a little bit more about why you think it's important to reinvest in Dayton and what you see as the benefits of building Arcani here?
Yeah. So I chose this warehouse specifically first and foremost because I used to drive past it every single day, and I would tell myself on the way to work, like, that's going to be my warehouse one day. And I didn't know it would happen this fast, but it happened. I see a lot of people, oh, you need to move out of Dayton to be successful, and you have to move to a different state, and this and that. One of the major reasons that I put this warehouse in the inner city is to show that you do not have to leave Dayton, Ohio in order to thrive. Like, I put my warehouse in the middle of Trotwood. Everything is closing in Trotwood, but this could bring life back to Trotwood. Like in our Arcani Coil Care warehouse, 100 jobs. Like that can draw people, back to the area, or that could just give, the little kids who ride the bus, they drive past and they see, oh, I know her. She grew up just like me. I can do that. Like that's why I'm where I'm at. To inspire those in my city to, stay here and build this up. Like we don't have to go to bigger cities and states and pour everything into them. Pour it right here. It has so much potential,
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's awesome. And so like you're saying, so important to inspire the next generation too, to show them what's possible.
Yes.
Cool. So someone else wants to hear more about your business mentors, either here in Dayton or if there are any elsewhere as well.
I don't have business mentors.
Or any just, I guess, broader people maybe that you go to for advice or to help you think through things. Are there any people in your life that kind of play that role?
Yeah, I would say that. I'm not gonna say that. Okay, advice. I don't really take.
Oh, we actually did lose Jerricha, it looks like. So I'll just take a quick pause here and let you know we're excited to answer the rest of your questions. So please keep them coming.
I'm so sorry. It just keeps everybody.
Yep, we got you back. So you were telling us about advice and your strong opinions on advice.
People, it's not, if I'm asking you a question, it's not because I want your advice. It is because I've already made my mind up and I just want to see if it sounds crazy to you too. So the people in my life, that's really, the purpose that they serve. They kind of talk me through things like, are you sure you want to make this choice? And even though I may have some doubt or whatever, I still go for it anyways. And the people that care about me and are in my corner, and I do go to them and talk to them, they understand that about me. A lot of people really come to me for advice. But like I said, I do have people in my life that I can, talk through things with, but I would not say that I have a business mentor or anything like that. I pretty much figure everything out on my own.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Well, another question was, looking ahead, what are some of your long-term goals for Arcani?
I'm going to say my long-term goals are to continue to expand. I know I will probably have to acquire a larger facility very, very soon. I do want to start a foundation where I want to purchase transitional housing for people transitioning out of homelessness, specifically single mothers. So even if it's like a small little, 4-unit apartment building, like something to help in areas that I needed help in, just really bringing in like children from youth works, like working more closely with them so that children can see, like, especially at-risk teens, can see like there's more to life than whatever you think is out there, and anything is possible. And maybe if they see somebody that looks like them and came from where they came from, it'll help their path, because I really just needed a little bit of guidance when I was younger, and I probably would have been way further than I am now. But I do believe in everything happening for a reason. But I want to be that person for other, kids.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So some other questions that are rolling in. So tell us a little bit more about kind of where Arcani is sold. Is it only on your website, or are you also in Amazon or in stores? And how did you make those decisions?
We are about to be going on to Amazon, like by the end of this year. I no longer really sell in retail stores, just because of like business dealings. They're not very good business people. but I have like my own storefront. I sell 98% e-commerce. 98% of my orders are placed online.
Awesome.
I do have my storefront, 2809 Philadelphia Drive, where you can purchase products in person if you don't want to order online, but I have a pickup option available online. I do have local retailers. Aunt Lily's is a small black-owned business. It's a beauty supply store right next door to me on Philadelphia Drive. Don't Trip Beauty Supply. He is in Fairborn. He's closer to like college students, Central State, Wright State. A lot of the college students go to him. He retails my products. Regal Beauty Supply in Columbus, Ohio. They are a mobile beauty supply, so they deliver products straight to the customer's door.
Oh, cool.
And I do have some out-of-state retailers, but I cannot name those off the top of my head. I have about 6 of them. So
got it. So it sounds like kind of e-commerce, whether through your own site or Amazon, is really, really where you focused.
What'd you say?
So it sounds like e-commerce through your Arcani site, and then later Amazon is really where you're focusing.
Yes, only because I really like direct to consumer. Like if you have any questions about my product, I can answer that or answer it. It gets difficult when other people are representing your company. Like retailers are representatives of your brand. Like so that's why I cut a lot of retailers, and a lot of people probably would have kept them because of the money. Like that wasn't worth it for me. It was time to let them go.
Yeah, you've got to make the decisions that are right for you and your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's path is different. So Jerricha, mentioning direct to consumer kind of launched this flurry of questions. People want to hear more about how you use Facebook ads. So how did you find your Facebook ad teams? Did you provide them with the content? Did they create the content? What else should people think about as they're considering launching or improving their Facebook ads?
Okay. Facebook ads. I tell everyone, not everybody is going to be profitable running Facebook ads. You have to have, first off, there's so much competition for space in the ads market. You really have to be able to catch the customer's eye. Like you have to be able to catch their attention to convert it to a sale. Ads cost money. Putting $50 into a Facebook ad, that's not going to reach anybody. $100, no. I have spent $10,000 a day running Facebook ads. My return on it was amazing because of my content. My ads team, they do not produce my content. I send them videos, I create the content, and I send it to them. And they work their magic by getting it in front of the people. But I'm the one that pretty much creates everything that is ran in a Facebook ad. Now, they will tell me, like, if something is like not, I have hundreds of videos that they rejected, like, this one won't convert well, but I provide them with everything. All the catchy TikTok videos, like I'm in my living room dancing, silly, making these videos for them to show millions of people. But I like to make people laugh. I love to play and have fun, so I enjoy making the videos. With ads, it's so hard. Like Facebook can penalize you. Like during the pandemic, Facebook penalized our ads because customers don't read. My website stated our processing time. We were in the middle of a pandemic. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. And if they didn't get their product in 2 days, they reported me to Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
We were penalized for that. Our ads still ran. It cost us more to run them. It's so much with ads. You really, and anytime you work with somebody with ads, if they just tell you like, oh yeah, I can make you a lot of money, and not really look at your business and what kind of product you're trying to sell to the market, if they don't take those things into consideration and they just take your money, you need to run. Because one thing about my team is they told me up front, like, we're only working with you because you have a very good product that you have already built a reputation for. And even people that know who they are, they like, I know you do Jerricha's ads, like do mine. They have to tell them like, yours ain't gonna do what hers does because I created a whole hashtag. Like,
yeah,
it's different. So I would say do a lot of research of the companies that you may use. Make sure that you already have content. My ads team started in, it is 2020. We haven't made any new videos. All the videos that we are using is content that I've created since 2017.
Hmm.
It's a lot. It's a lot. People ask me about ads all the time. It is expensive, but you get a
Yeah.
great return on it if you have good content and a good product or service.
Yeah. So for people who are thinking of hiring someone to do their ads, what should they ask? Like how should they decide if someone would be a good fit for them?
Like I said, the red flags is if they haven't even, first off, if they don't know about your business, you shouldn't hire them. If if they're just flat out telling you like, I can make you money, give me your money, run, like you haven't done any market research or anything, you're about to tell me you're about to make me millions of dollars, like, so then what'll happen is you'll end up spending thousands of dollars on ads that don't give you any type of return. Ads are a science. Like, I can't even really explain ads. I can't explain it. I was just blessed enough to have literally a team drop into my lap. Like, we'll do your ads for you. Like, and it just worked. It worked. But
Well,
I feel like it only worked because I created content years ago. Like, years ago. Like, my my situation is extremely unique. Like, it doesn't happen like this for everybody. So
yeah.
that's my advice as far as ads are concerned.
Cool. Awesome. Appreciate that. And it sounds like you have to be prepared to spend like quite a bit of money to really get started.
Yeah, we have spent in a month, we've spent $200,000 on ads. 300
Wow.
ads. We've done that before. So when I say it costs money,
Yeah.
it costs a lot of money. We spent that much, but we made, of course, we made more than that. But it's all strategy. Sometimes you're gonna lose money running ads. Some people click and they don't convert to a sale, which goes back to content. The content is what's gonna make them purchase. Like, it's
Yeah.
so much. That's a whole nother
Whole other conversation. Yeah.
yes,
Cool.
yes.
Awesome. So it sounds like be prepared to spend a lot of money. Maybe we don't need to like start at $200,000 until you've got something that's working,
Right. But
but
no,
definitely sounds like
no,
thousands of dollars, not fifties of dollars.
yeah. Yeah,
Got
it costs thousands to get a return. Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks for sharing your advice there.
No
Uh,
problem.
one other question we have right now, and if there are any last questions, please put them in the app. So someone says, from what I've seen from other interviews with you, you see a lot of value in leaving a legacy for your children. While you're early on in building this legacy, do you have a succession plan?
A succession plan, like who my company goes to and all things like that.
So I'm not totally sure. I was wondering, maybe just kind of talk about kind of how you think about, I guess maybe two things, maybe leaving a legacy, and at the same time, how do you make sure you have the team around you so that everything isn't totally dependent on you? And if somebody has if you want to clarify what you wanted to hear, feel free to clarify that in the app.
Okay, so as far as leaving a legacy for my children, there are things that I had to go through growing up that I never ever want my children to experience. So even in starting this company, it was so that there is a lifestyle that they lived even after I was gone. My children, they were 2 and 3 years old labeling hair products. Like my youngest boy, my youngest son, he is, oh God, how old is that boy? He's 7 now. I think he's 7. But when he was like 3, like it pops up in my Facebook memories. He used to label edge control, hair butter. He would be up with me at like 1 o'clock in the morning, like labeling products. Like, oh, you don't want to go to bed? Come in here and work.
I love it.
But they know it's so much stuff that my kids range from age 12 to age 2. Like, there's so much that they know as children. Like, they can run my company. Like, at their age, they may not understand the big stuff, but they know how to make these products. Like, they know how to do this stuff. And like succession, like there are people that I trust that, like my husband, he makes products with me like side by side. He learns everything so that if anything was to ever happen to me, like their quality of life is not going to change. It's not like I'm just doing this by myself and there's nobody, like if something was to happen to me, everything just falls apart. Like, no, I have a team set in place that, I can leave work for a couple days and nothing is gonna mess up. They know how to run this. So yeah,
Sure, it sounds like it's really a family business if you've got, your 2-year-olds helping out and everyone.
yes.
Awesome.
Yes. My uncle, my brother, my sister, all my brother-in-laws, my sister-in-laws, they work for me. Like, it's really family oriented. Like, I did also, when I hired people, I made it a point to hire people who supported me from the beginning. I did always say, like, when I can hire people, like, I'm gonna hire my supporters, and that's what I did. And the reason why I did that is because when people believe in you, like they're gonna come to work, but there's passion in that too because they believe in the company. Opposed to somebody who really doesn't know you, don't know your background story. They just, I need a job. Um, and I feel like that's the team that I have around me right now. Like everybody is all in with this because they know the potential of it, and they've seen this from the beginning. So it's a different kind of passion there.
Yeah. And so if somebody just wants to add just a little bit more to that question, they said they've heard from people that when you start a business, you should have an exit strategy. So is your plan to have your children run your company eventually or to sell it in the future?
I want my children to run my company. If I was to ever make any sort of deal to sell my company or to give up ownership of my company, in that deal, my children would have to still run this company. Um, I'm not taking that from them. I'm not selling their legacy like that. I can't do that. Because what did I do it for? You know, if I did sell it, it better be enough money for them to be take their kids, to be taken care of. So that's my exit strategy.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so last question. Jerricha, do you have any last advice for other entrepreneurs in Dayton or people who are considering entrepreneurship in terms of things they should keep in mind, or maybe things you wish you knew when you first got started?
I'm gonna say things. Before you choose your name, research it in the trademark database. Research it in every single state, because if you were to register a name in the state of Ohio, there's somebody that can still hold a trademark for a name that is similar or exactly the same as your name. And if your goal is to get into like big retailers, your name has to be trademarked. There can't be anything that can allow somebody to come in and like destroy the company.
Yeah.
Another thing is consistency. Like you have to be consistent. There are going to be times where it's like everything's not going as planned, or you're not getting what you sorry about that. You're not getting what you feel like you need to get out of the business, or things like that. But you have to keep in your mind, like you have to keep going no matter what. Or you may feel like I just don't want to do this no more. I'm tired of this. Like you don't have that option. There have been days I hate making hair butter, but the customers love that product. There have been days I've just stared at the mixer like I could just take this off the website and act like this never ever happened. But in my head, what makes me turn that mixer on and get my hands all greasy and clothes all messed up is I'm doing this so my children will be okay. So I'm sacrificing what I may or may not want to do right now, and I have to make sure that they're okay by any means necessary. So I guess the biggest thing is just really focus on what you want out of life, what your purpose is, what you're doing it for, and focus on that, and that'll keep you going through the ups and the downs.
Yeah, awesome. Jerricha, thanks so much for all of that. Just really fantastic to see you again and hear about how Arcani is growing, and have a great week.
You too.
Take care.
All right.
Yeah, thank you, Jerricha. And thank you, Kait, for being our moderator this afternoon. It was a fantastic conversation, as always. So that is a wrap for our sessions for this Monday of our 2020 Startup Week. A wrap for our talks, because we hope you'll all come join us at 5 o'clock. We've got our happy hour, virtual happy hour, and we'll be playing some startup trivia with Jay from Liftoff Entertainment. So please, please, please jump back into the app and join us tonight at 5. And thank you once again to our sponsors this year for making Startup Week possible. So Fifth Third Bank, Wright State Applied Research Corporation, and the Entrepreneur Center are our 2020 title sponsors. So yeah, thank you all. Thanks for joining us today, and hopefully we'll see you to unwind a little in an hour or so as you process all the goodies from today, and then we'll be back with more talks starting tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. sharp. So thank you all.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.